2012 Jeep Wrangler with a 3.5 amp draw, killing the battery within a couple nights. Disconnected everything that I can get to, the alternator, the starter, had the radiator fan undone. Disconnected every connector on the tip-em until I got to the C6 connector. When I unplugged it, the draw would go away. I put it back together, pulled a wiring diagram, and found that fuse right there and this fuse right there both send battery positive to the instrument cluster. I'll go inside, pull everything apart. Also, once in here, it splices off to the clock spring, to the lower switch bank, to the ignition switch, the left multi-function switch. Unplugged all of that. Everything that was plugged in, the only thing plugged in left was the cluster and the lower switch bank. Now, if I have to unplug both the cluster and the switch bank to get the draw to go away, I have my meter set up here so I can watch, plug in the cluster, I get a good draw. I now have the cluster and the switch bank plugged in right there and right there. You'll see I have my basically 3.5 amp draw, or 358 milliamps, whichever one you want to call it. Unplug the cluster. It drops down to about a 1/2 amp. Still way too much. Now unplug the lower switch bank connector. Fat fingers in there. And the draw drops to 0 eventually. That meter I got here is a, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Kawitz meter. Got it off of Amazon like a year ago, like 50 bucks. Works really good. I have a Snap-on Zeus that I've used the meter on multiple times. Today it messed with me with everything completely undone, no cables whatsoever plugged in. It was still showing a 1/2 amp draw almost. That ticks me off. That's a lot of money for something that's not going to give me good readings.